Good morning, everyone. When you hear the name Xiaomi, you probably think of high-spec smartphones at incredible prices. But the story of Xiaomi is so much more than that. In just over a decade, it has transformed from a small software startup into a global powerhouse, ranking among the top smartphone makers in the world. Today, we're going to explore the rise of a tech giant. We will look at its history, its unique business model, the ecosystem of partners that fuels it, and the financial performance and future challenges that defined its path forward. So, where did it all begin? Let's look at the company's rapid ascent from a software startup to a global tech giant. Xiaomi's story starts in April 2010, not as a hardware company, but as a software startup. Its first product was MIUI, a custom Android-based ROM that gained a cult following. It wasn't until August 2011 that they launched their first hardware, the Xiaomi Mi 1, which immediately defined their strategy: high-end specs at a disruptive price. This was followed by the birth of the budget-friendly Redmi brand in 2013, a move that massively scaled their market share. By 2014, they were already expanding internationally into markets like Singapore and India, briefly becoming the world's third-largest smartphone manufacturer. In 2015, Xiaomi accelerated its Smartphone x AIoT strategy, investing in hundreds of startups to build a vast ecosystem of connected devices, from Mi Bands to air purifiers. After a period of slowing growth, the company had a major comeback in 2017, driven by massive success in India and the critically acclaimed bezel-less Mi Mix concept phone, which reset the bar for smartphone design. In July 2018, the company went public on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, raising $4.72 billion. And by the second quarter of 2021, Xiaomi hit a major milestone, surpassing Apple to become the #2 smartphone vendor globally, and even hitting the #1 spot for the first time in June. This brings us to the modern era. In October 2023, Xiaomi announced HyperOS, a new unified operating system designed to power its entire ecosystem, from phones and smart home devices to its future cars. And in March 2024, it officially entered the electric vehicle space with the launch of Xiaomi SU7, marking the culmination of its human x car x home smart ecosystem strategy. But Xiaomi doesn't do this alone. A core part of its strategy involves a strategic alliance of key partners, all working behind the scenes to deliver on the promise of innovation for everyone. At the heart of their devices, Xiaomi partners with the two biggest names in semiconductors. Qualcomm powers their flagship and mid-range devices with Snapdragon processors, enabling high performance and 5G. At the same time, MediaTek is a key partner for the Dimensity series, offering competitive performance in their value flagship and mid-range phones. In the camera department, Xiaomi has two crucial partners. Their major strategic partnership with Leica allows them to co-engineer camera systems, elevating their mobile photography with iconic lens technology and color science. This is supported by Sony, which is the primary supplier of the advanced IMX camera sensors that form the backbone of Xiaomi's high-resolution photography. For the displays, they turn to Samsung Display for high-quality AMOLED and E-series screens, ensuring vibrant and efficient visuals on their flagship phones. And to protect those displays, they partner with Corning, using durable Gorilla Glass, including the latest Victus, to protect millions of devices from scratches and drops. To build devices at a massive scale, Xiaomi relies on key manufacturing partners. Foxconn is a primary partner, responsible for assembling millions of smartphones. They also work closely with original design manufacturers like Inventec, which helps them scale their diverse product lines efficiently. Finally, on the software and experience side, Google is the fundamental software partner. Outside of China, all Xiaomi devices run on Android with Google Mobile Services. And for their premium audio experience, they partner with Harman Kardon to tune the speakers on select flagship phones and smart devices. Now, let's look at what Xiaomi actually does as a business. Its activities have expanded far beyond smartphones into what it calls the human x car x home smart ecosystem.
The business is built on two hardware pillars. First is smartphone innovation, which remains its core business, designing flagship or MI, mid-range or Redmi, and lifestyle or Poco smartphones. Second, and increasingly important, is AI/OT and smart hardware. Xiaomi has built the world's largest consumer AI plus IoT platform with a vast portfolio of smart devices like TVs, wearables, and home appliances.
This is where the business model gets interesting. Xiaomi's Internet Services division monetizes this massive user base through its HyperOS operating system. This includes revenue from pre-installed apps, advertising, and other services. And it delivers all of this through a massive global retail and e-commerce network, using efficient online channels like Mi.com and a widespread chain of physical Mi Home retail stores. Looking to the future, Xiaomi's activities are focused on aggressive R&D with heavy investment in 5G, AI, and camera technology to stay competitive. And of course, there's the major new strategic venture into smart electric vehicles. The launch of the SU7 is a massive step to integrate smart mobility directly into its ecosystem.
So, what core assets does Xiaomi leverage to perform these activities? Let's look at their key resources.
First, their intangible assets. They have globally recognized brand and IP with the Mi and Xiaomi brands, a strong brand equity built on value, and a growing portfolio of patents in 5G and AI. This is backed by massive R&D and innovation, including a large, highly skilled engineering workforce and a rapid product iteration cycle. Two of Xiaomi's most unique resources are its AIoT ecosystem, the world's largest consumer IoT platform, and its Mi fan community. This community is a massive, loyal, and highly engaged global user base that provides a direct feedback loop for product development and acts as a powerful word-of-mouth marketing engine. Operationally, Xiaomi excels at operations and supply chain management. It runs a lean and agile global supply chain with strong relationships with manufacturers like Foxconn. And finally, it has strong financial resources with solid cash flow from high-volume sales, a strong capital base from its IPO, and the strategic investment arm to fund R&D and incubate new ecosystem startups. These resources allow Xiaomi to deliver on its core promise, which it summarizes as innovation for everyone. Let's break down the specific value it offers to customers. The most famous value proposition is exceptional value for money. Xiaomi consistently delivers high-end specifications like powerful processors and high-resolution cameras at highly competitive price points. This is paired with its smartphone times AI/OT strategy, which offers the value of a vast, interconnected ecosystem of smart devices, all seamlessly managed through the Xiaomi Home app. But it's not just about price. Xiaomi also promises cutting-edge innovation with a strong focus on R&D to pioneer new technologies like world-class fast charging and advanced mobile photography. Furthermore, its products are built with Mi fans. User feedback is integral to its product development, especially for its software, making users feel valued and invested. This value is wrapped in a sleek, minimalist design, offering modern aesthetics and reliable build quality that challenges the idea that affordable means low quality. And finally, the efficient business model itself is a value proposition. By using online-first sales channels and lean marketing, Xiaomi keeps operational costs low and passes those savings directly to the consumer. So who is this value proposition for? Xiaomi targets a diverse ecosystem of customer segments. The two foundational segments are the tech-savvy youth, Gen Z and millennials, who are price-sensitive but demand high value and specs for gaming and social media. And second, the budget-conscious pragmatist or value seeker who needs a reliable device for daily tasks and is often a first-time smartphone buyer in an emerging market. The two foundational segments are the tech-savvy youth, Gen Z and millennials, who are price-sensitive but demand high value and specs for gaming and social media. And second, the budget-conscious pragmatist or value seeker who needs a reliable device for daily tasks and is often a first-time smartphone buyer in an emerging market. Next are the ecosystem-driven segments. The Mi Fan ecosystem adopter is a highly loyal brand enthusiast who is invested in the Xiaomi ecosystem and values the seamless integration of their devices. They are different from the smart home enthusiast, who may or may not even own a Xiaomi phone, but is attracted to the wide, affordable range of AIoT products, from smart lights to security cameras. Finally, Xiaomi is also targeting higher value segments. The mainstream flagship seeker is a pro user who wants premium features like Leica cameras and directly compares specs with Apple and Samsung. And there are small business owners, the practical professionals who need a cost-effective, reliable workhorse device with a long battery life. Xiaomi's relationship with these customers is unique, and it has successfully turned its Mi fans into a true strategic asset. Let's look at how. It starts with the Mi Fan community. Xiaomi doesn't just have customers, it cultivates fans. The online Mi community is a core hub for feedback, beta testing, and direct engagement, which fosters immense loyalty. This was built through digital-first engagement. From its origin, Xiaomi used social media and flash sales to create hype, while direct-to-consumer online sales cut out middlemen. This community is built on feedback and co-creation. Fans are treated as co-developers. The MIUI operating system was famously updated weekly based on user suggestions, making users feel directly invested in the product. This relationship is then solidified by the AIoT ecosystem, which retains customers by creating a sticky environment of interconnected products, increasing long-term value. The foundation of this entire relationship is a value-driven philosophy. It's built on trust through honest pricing and high-performance ratios, which makes the user base feel respected, not exploited. And as the company has matured, it has built omni-channel support, investing in physical Mi stores and service centers to give customers multiple touchpoints for sales, experience, and after-sales support. Now we'll look at the channels portion of their business model. This is how Xiaomi reaches its customer segments to deliver its value proposition.
True to its roots, Xiaomi is digital first. It uses online direct D2C channels like its official Mi.com website and the Mi Store app, giving it high control over branding and user experience. It also leverages online marketplaces, partnering with major platforms like Amazon, Flipkart, and Lazada, which is crucial for rapid international market penetration.
In the physical world, Xiaomi operates offline direct through its official, self-operated Mi home stores. These act as showrooms, service centers, and sales points, providing a full ecosystem experience. This is complemented by offline partners, which include third-party Mi preferred partner stores and large electronic retail chains, reaching customers who prefer traditional retail. Two other key channels are telecom operators, selling phones through carrier stores, often bundled with mobile plans, which is a primary channel in Europe and North America. And, as we've discussed, the community and engagement itself acts as a channel for awareness, feedback, and word-of-mouth marketing. Now let's flip to the other side of the business model, the cost structure. This is all built on a high-volume, low-margin business model. There are three key cost drivers. The largest component is the cost of goods sold, or COGS. This includes raw materials like processors and camera sensors, manufacturing and assembly costs paid to partners like Foxconn, and patent licensing fees. Second is SG&A, or Selling, General, and Administrative Expenses. This includes marketing, which was historically lean but is now increasing, as well as distribution and the logistics of managing a complex global supply chain. Finally, there is research and development, or R&D. This is a massive investment in the future, covering new technologies like 5G and AI, developing the AIoT ecosystem, continuous software development, and, of course, the significant new investment in the EV business. So, with that cost structure, how does Xiaomi make money? It all comes back to their triathlon business model, which connects three core pillars: hardware, new retail, and internet services. Here are the three pillars. First, smartphones, which are the foundational pillar and the largest single revenue contributor. Sales from Mi, Redmi, and Poco phones built the massive user base. Second is IoT and lifestyle, a rapidly growing segment that includes their vast ecosystem of smart devices. And third is internet services. This is the high-margin pillar. Revenue here comes from advertising, pre-installed apps, and value-added services like gaming and finance, all delivered via the operating system. This slide is the single most important concept for understanding Xiaomi. This is their core strategy. Xiaomi strategically uses affordable, high-quality hardware, smartphones, and IoT to attract a large user base. It accepts razor-thin margins on this hardware. Why? Because the real goal is to then monetize this user base through high-margin internet services. This creates a loyal, profitable, and sticky ecosystem. This business model operates in an intensely competitive landscape. Let's look at the fight for tech dominance. Here you can see that triathlon model visualized. Step 1, hardware, like smartphones and IoT, attracts the users. Step 2, internet services, like ads and apps, generates recurring revenue from that user base. And step 3, new retail, both online and offline, ensures the efficient delivery of the hardware to the user. Each segment supports the others. As the donut chart shows, Xiaomi's fight isn't in just one category. While smartphones remain the core revenue driver, the company is waging a multi-front war, expanding into the AIoT ecosystem, software services, and the new high-stakes EV market. The bar chart on the right shows their global position. Thanks to this strategy, Xiaomi is consistently in the top 3 for global smartphone shipments, fiercely competing with industry titans Samsung and Apple. To compete at this level, Xiaomi leverages a powerful set of key strengths: its unmatched price-to-performance ratio, its highly loyal Mi fan community, its vast IoT ecosystem that creates a sticky environment, its efficient supply chain and operations, and its rapid innovation in areas like fast charging. The company faces intense pressure from two distinct groups of competitors: established global titans and aggressive Chinese rivals. In Category 1, Global Titans, you have Apple, which clashes with Xiaomi in the premium segment and has an immense edge in brand loyalty and a closed iOS ecosystem. Then there's Samsung, which competes everywhere, from budget phones to flagship TVs, and has the advantage of huge marketing budgets and strong vertical integration. In Category 2, Chinese rivals, you have BBK, Oppo, and Vivo, which compete in identical markets like China and India with similar price performance. You also have Huawei, which, while diminished globally, remains a powerhouse in China, backed by strong nationalist support and massive R&D. So, the fight is far from over. This slide summarizes the main challenges and the future outlook. The key challenges are its low profit margins, which are vulnerable to supply chain shocks, the difficulty in changing its premium perception to sell $1,000 plus phones, market saturation in the smartphone industry, and the massive capital-intensive EV gamble. The next frontier is to achieve the ultimate goal of a human, car, and home ecosystem. This will require premiumization, successfully selling more high-end devices, and continued global expansion into markets like Europe and Latin America. Now let's look at how the strategy is translating into financial performance. These are the latest quarterly highlights from Q3 2025. The numbers show strong positive momentum. Total revenue hit 78.1 billion RMB, a nearly 11% increase year over year. More impressively, adjusted net profit grew over 25% to 5.5 billion RMB. They shipped 41.5 million smartphones, capturing 14.1% of the global market. And critically, overseas revenue now accounts for almost half of their total business at 38.9 billion RMB, showing their global strategy is working. This revenue breakdown chart shows where that 78.1 billion comes from. As you can see, smartphones remain the largest component, followed by IoT and lifestyle, and then the high-margin internet services. This line chart illustrates the company's recent growth trajectory. After a slight dip in Q2, Xiaomi saw a significant ramp-up in revenue in Q3 2025, in line with its strong performance. This chart really highlights their global diversification. The business is now split almost perfectly 50-50 between mainland China and overseas markets, making them a truly global company. And these financial results are being driven by the key strategies we've discussed. 1. Premiumization. Continued growth in the high-end smartphone segment. 2. AI IoT ecosystem, strong momentum, with now over 700 million connected devices on the platform. 3. Global expansion, maintaining a strong position in Europe and Latin America. And 4. Smart EV. And finally, significant R&D investment in the smart EV business as they prepare for a 2026 launch. To conclude, let's summarize the key business challenges Xiaomi faces. First, the hyper-competitive market, facing pressure from Apple in the premium segment and rivals like Oppo and Vivo at all other price points. Second, the constant pressure on slim profit margins, which makes the company vulnerable to component costs and economic downturns. Third, the difficulty in shifting to a premium image after being known as a budget brand for so long. Fourth, geopolitical and regulatory risks as a prominent Chinese tech firm in overseas markets. And finally, the high-stakes EV venture, a massive, high-risk, high-reward gamble in an already crowded industry. As we've seen, Xiaomi's journey has been remarkable. Its success was built on a brilliant triathlon strategy, using high-value hardware to attract a massive user base, and then monetizing that base through high-margin internet services. This, combined with its Mi fan community, created a powerful, low-cost growth engine. But the company is now at a critical turning point. It faces immense pressure on its core model and is making its biggest ever gamble on the electric vehicle market. The ultimate goal is no longer just to be a phone company, but to create that seamless human times car times home ecosystem. Xiaomi's rise was defined by innovation for everyone. Its future will be defined by whether it can evolve from a value brand into a true premium tech titan. Thank you.